plus size shopping in Japan. Clothes, shoes, not much more. As a plus size girly myself, as someone who has a pant size of a 16 to a 20, shirt size of an 18 to about a 20, XL to a 3XL, and my shoe size being 26.5 centimeters or a 9.5 in the US women's, I can say I'm a full-fledged plus size person. My shopping hat, I'm going to try to talk about the options that you have and where you can maybe find the clothes or shoes that you really want. Okay. Just a note, depending on what you want, it will be easier or harder. So you have to think about it like this. Even though I'm plus size, I'm a US plus size. I'm not Japan's plus size, which means depending on how common their plus size, where they hold their weight, it will change how these clothes will fit you. So you'll have to take that into consideration as well. However, I think every woman should have a moment where they can be able to go out shopping and enjoy themselves trying on different clothes, no matter your size. So I'm going to start with in-person shopping. It is extremely limited because a 14 is a plus size to them. Sometimes a 12 is plus size to them as well, or it'll be a large. So there's not a lot of options in the mall or in regular, quote unquote, regular shopping areas here in Japan because that size don't really exist. So I'm going to talk about the two that I have experienced, and then I'm going to give you a link to an article on where you can go to find more physical stores because I can't talk from that experience. So the first plus size store I went to here, it's called Re-J and Supure. So it's spelled R-E-J space the and symbol Supure. Now I know there are two locations. There's one in Tokyo and there's one in Kawasaki. I went to the one in Kawasaki because it is down near Kawasaki Station. It's almost like you can go all the way down to the bottom floor, keep walking straight, maybe take like a left once you get to like the furthest way you can go straight. And it should be there. I could be wrong. But they had bigger sizes and they looked like they could fit me. I'm pretty sure it went up to like a 3X in the US, but it depended on what clothes you were looking at. However, I felt like if I was going to put them on, they could fit me. Now, this store style is, a Japanese style. It's very cute, maybe very flowing. If you look at maybe Belks, that is what this store reminds me of. Some of them were cute. I just didn't buy any at that time. If I do, I'll probably put some pictures in somewhere. But for now, I would recommend that. I think that gives you like a little good mix. So yeah. The next store I went to is Punyun. And so this is a very popular place. I think these are down in Shibuya and they have stores all around. I didn't like it just because that's not my style. They have like a lot more Mimi shirts. It almost kind of reminds you of like a Forever 21 thing. So it was my forte, so I left it alone. But you can check online as well. So they do have a website. And if you want to look through their catalog and see if you like how it looks, then I would recommend you going in person. So those are the two stores that I went to. Now, let me just give you the link to a person who has, or a blog who has done more research than I have and know about more stores than I do. Technically, it's called Rose Plus Japan. That's the name of the blog. So let me say the link. https://www.roseplusjapan.com/post/plus-size-Japanese-brands-stores. All right. So hopefully that'll give you a start on your in-person shopping journey. Now, I'm gonna go down because it's like you can still do in-person shopping, but you can't try anything on. This is what I call the preview, the fit, but you can't try on. So there are stores that carry for plus size people. However, they don't have any in stock for you to wear or to try on yourself. So if you like how it looked in person and you're very certain like, oh, it looked cute on you and you can see the cuts and the form in which it's shaped, you like it, you can go ask maybe the staff. Staff can show you like a QR code, or there might be a QR code near the product. You can scan it and you can place in an online order for the larger sizes. I've seen this firsthand. You can do this at any Marui and Naki because they're supposed to carry one of these three stores. All right, let me say them. First store is Uniqlo. The second store is GU. And the third store is Honey's. That's HONEY''S. I would say like GU and Uniqlo typically carry like the same size. I think they can go up to like a 3X, which might be a 2X in the US. It could either be seen as a 2X in the US or it can be seen as a 3X, depending on how it's actually cut. So for GU and Uniqlo, typically you'll go in, you'll see it be displayed. You can kind of hold it up to your chest to figure out if you like the color. And I'm pretty sure for both stores, they have like a QR code that you can scan that's right next to that product. You can put it in your cart. And once you put it in your cart, you can pay for it online and it will directly ship to your house. I don't know about Uniqlo, but I do know for GU, the customer service rep did say that they'll just send it directly to your house. And it was supposed to be free of charge, but it could have changed from the last time I talked about it. Now, Honey's online goes up to a 3L, and a 3L could be seen as an extra large in Japan. I'm sorry. A 3L could be seen as an XL in the US. Now, if you were taking like a LL size shirt in men, that is like a 2XL in women. Typically, Honey's can be seen at a Maru or Nati. I can't think of which one at the moment. But either way, you can look at them. They do have the website. I don't know if Honey's have a QR code, but you can go and browse their website and you'll find it just as easy. And if they don't have a QR code, then it's supposed to have a number, which means you're supposed to be able to type in that number and it's supposed to be able to pull it up on the website with that exact type, and then you get to pick your size. There could be other stores. And that's all I have for you can preview the fit, but you can't try it on. And unfortunately, the third kind of area isn't really hopeful. This is called maybe it's the friends we made along the way. So if you don't mind taking your time to find something that may or may not be there, then these two options would be best for you, just because you can go there, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to have my size and up. And sometimes I don't think they have the size 14 either. So first one is H&M. Most of the time when people start talking about getting plus size clothes, they'll talk about H&M, but I don't know why, because when I go to the H&Ms, they're all very similar. That's all I'll say. They all typically stop at like a 12 or a 14 US size. That's the only plus size you're going to get. Now, if you can find a coat, that you can maybe wear when you're a 16 or 18. But other than that, they don't have a plus size rack, and there's not really a plus size area. So you have to look through all of the clothes to see if they even have a size that is similar. So if they don't, you're out of luck. But if you don't mind the journey of looking and not succeeding, then H&M should be fine for you, because I think you have like a 96% chance of everything not being in your size, including shoes. So yeah. Now, your second option could be going to a secondhand shop, not a thrift store, but a secondhand shop. I'm trying to state that difference is because a thrift shop almost reminds you of a vintage shop. I recommend going to like a secondhand shop. What is it? Mode Off? Was it Mode Off? It's either Hard Off or Mode Off. It's one of those two, because it's basically under the parental branch of the Book Off. But over there, they sell used items. It can be electronics. It can be DVDs and games, or it can be clothes. So that's one place. The next place you might have your luck in is going to Trefact Style. So Trefact is basically short for Treasure Factory. So it's spelled TREFAC, and then it's Style, STYLE. So if you're able to find those stores, you'll be able to go and look for different clothes, and they may or may not have your size. I have not been successful, but just because I haven't been does not mean you can't be. Just prepare that maybe it's the friends you made along the way that matters. Okay. Now, all of these options are hunky and dory, but if we be honest with you, if you know the style and the puffiness in Japanese clothing isn't what you want, then I recommend not really shopping for anything, because like GU and Uniqlo go hard into that style. So does Honey, and Treasure Factory Style and Mode Off are just recycled and or reused Japanese clothes. So the closest style you can get to that is H&M, and you got a 96% chance you're not going to find anything. So if all of those fail, I say go to the tried and true. And unfortunately for people who hate fast shopping, and I'm sorry, but it's Shein. I know it got a bad rep, but you got to do what you got to do. I tried to buy all my clothes before I came here, but as you know, clothes rip, things happen. So I need to get more clothes. I just go to Shein. It's also easier because I can find my style definitely, and I know it's going to fit me. So when in doubt, go to Shein, but not Shein.com, but Shein.co.jp. And you're going to have to create a new account if you already have a Shein account, because that's the one that's going to stop the import charge, and you'll be able to put in your Japanese address. That's all for that part. All right. Now this is a bonus area. Because Japan is global and has globalization, a plus side for plus size women is the fact that you can buy different clothes from all around the world that fits your size. So there are US shops and clothes or shoe companies that can ship to Japan, and or you can try out here. So I'm going to list them out. First is Torrid. Torrid does not have a shop, but Torrid does ship to Japan. I tried it out in the US. I love their shoes. I don't remember if they make you do a delivery charge or an import fee, but I think it was one or the other. Next is Lane Bryant, and Lane Bryant is great for clothes and undergarments. I love Lane Bryant for undergarments. Ashley Stewart, unfortunately, does not ship to Japan, so, I'm a little bit broken by that, but Lane Bryant does. If I'm not mistaken, they had like an international shipping thing, and it has a delivery cost, and it might take 6 to 8 weeks, if that was their warning. Just look into that. It'll be under international shipping. All right. Number 3, if Shein has it, then Fashion Nova does as well. So Fashion Nova does ship to Japan. For them, the last time I looked on their website, you can get free delivery on purchases that are 20,000 and 200 to 500 yen, like 20,500 yen, which is about $125 for free shipping. The price for that, I don't know if they have an import charge. It doesn't mention it, but you never know because it was stated that they put all of the charges that would be included for import all under one price. So when you see that clothing, it's supposed to take into consideration any import charges, not delivery. Okay, let's see. We got Temu. Temu does ship here, and it has a big presence, but I have not used Temu, so it is what it is. And number 5, which is a fun surprise for me, is that Megan Thee Stallion and her merch does ship to Japan. Because I was looking at the Hottie summer outfit and, I kind of got very excited. I was like, oh, but it's at Walmart. And Walmart does not ship to Japan, so I was sad. But then I was able to see it on their official website when it was pre-saled. And I'm like, oh, they got it. But it's up there. The price is up there, I will say. So that, and I think I have to pay a certain delivery charge. So I just kind of been like, okay, I'll just watch y'all wear it from TikTok or Instagram. Oh, I forgot to talk about shoes. Where do I want to start? Okay, first things first. Because of my size being a 9.5, and typically I try to go for a 9.5 wide, because that's the ideal shoe version, they don't have my size. They don't have my size in like cute flats and cute heels or kitten heels, boots, most likely. I'm SOL. For most stores, the highest size that they can go for a woman is 25 centimeters. You'll be blessed if they go with 25.5 centimeters, which is about a 8.5, maybe an 8 or a 7 in women shoes, women US. So if you go to ABC Mart, you'll probably look out. But if you're like me, you won't. What options you might have. For shoes, sneakers, and Converses, I get my Converses from the guys section of ABC Mart because they'll go up to a 28 in shoes. So I just get my shoes from ABC Mart. Converse is always cut narrow. So I recommend going up to like a 27 or a 27.5 because that'll be more comfortable for you. Yeah, so if you want to try on the guys section, you find some of their shoes nice, then I recommend going there and doing that. Next is Don Quixote. Don Quixote. You're just gonna go to Don Quixote and get like the unisex sneakers, and they might have like a slip-on shoe or a slip-in shoe, which kind of reminds you of like Crocs, but it's Crocs that don't have the holes in them, if that makes sense, because that's the best analogy I can make. All right, option number 3 is always Shein. They have wide fit and regular feet. I bought some flats from there. I just recommend that if you're gonna get shoes from Shein, that you at least have like sole support or foot support, because when you start trying to buy like flat sandals or boots from out of Shein, they're going to hurt the bottom of your feet. I don't know if it's because I'm walking more here or if it's because them shoes aren't really that supportive. But once I stop walking in them for the day, my feet ache. They turn red. They feel like they're swelling. It does not have the best support. So if you're going to do it, you might need to get a size up just so you can put some sole inserts in to see if they're comfortable. If not, don't buy from Shein. When in doubt, Shein. Next is Hoka's or running shoes. So I think like Brooks, Hoka's, they have a big presence here, especially like in Shibuya or Ginza, and you can go look and buy yourself a pair of running shoes that will properly support your feet, and they go up to what, a 13? Maybe US women 13 or like a unisex size 11. It's one of the two. But yeah, when in doubt, you can run it off. Still sneakers, not necessarily what you might want if you want to look cute. Next is, of course, Nike. Some of the Nike shoes online indicate that they can go up to a 27 for women. Other times, it does not indicate that. It's Nike. There's not much else I can say about that. The final shoe option is Skechers. I think there's a store here in Japan that sells Skechers, or you can look online. and you can see their options. It's like the only store that actually sells plus size shoes for sandals and or like flat styles. But the sizes may vary. So you would think, oh, all of the shoes there would have like a 26 or a 27. No, when you look online, you can kind of see what is remaining. Some will be like a 23, 27, 24, 25, 26, 27, maybe a 27, 28, 25, 24. They kind of, it just shows you what's remaining, basically. It's still going to be about the same price as you would in the US. So you're not really going to be saving much unless you're worried about import charges. And those are all of the options I have for shoes. And that is it. So round and round we go. Where do we go? We went and we talked about plus size clothing and shoe options shopping in Japan. I will see you around.